Hi and welcome back to Botanic Designs. I like all kinds of different plants. Also this carnivorous plant, it's a pitcher plant or Nepenthes Gaia. I have this one already for a few years and it's spring, so it's time to make some cuttings. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very simple, but you must be very patient. You need to be patient because these plants are very slow growers. As you can see, it's developing already some new leaves. Also, this is growing and growing. So I'm going to have a look from where I can take two cuttings. Once I've decided where I'm going to take the cuttings from, I'm going to place them in self-watering pots. These are very easy. Again, they're very easy to order on AliExpress, not too expensive. And one of the important things with this plant is that you keep the substrate really wet. When the medium dries up, you will see it immediately in the leaves. I've had it a few times. Luckily, I could save the plant and just put a lot of water in it. Be careful not to take tap water. I always use water from the air conditioner, or I buy distilled water. Furthermore, so let's have a look what we need for this job. Of course, we need to have a pot. As I told you, I'm going to use a self-watering pot. I need sphagnum moss. I already put it in water, as you can see. And I put it in distilled water, or in my case, water from the air conditioner, which is also clean and has no minerals in it, which is very important for the Nepenthes. A cutter, and of course the plant. If we're going to use a cutting and we're going to look for a good one, I'm not going to use this one. As you might see here, the leaves already died off, and this is very stubborn and not green. I would like to have some green stems like this one. As you might see, you see it's still green and it's still alive. So if I cut off over here, then I might have one. I can use this, it is possible, but preferable not, or we're going to use it up to here. I'm afraid of what would happen with the rest of it, so I'm not going to take that one. This might be a very nice one too. As you can see, it's green, and this is a smaller one, also possible. This one was the first one we looked at, so I'm going to take one from this, and I'm going to take a cutting from this one. Some will say, well, but you have the pitcher over here. True, I have a pitcher over here. I have to take it off. Very simple. Let's have a look. Maybe there is somewhere else without pitchers. I'm going to take a small one from here, and I'm going to take from this part, from the plant. Again, it's green. Okay, I will have to take off one of the pitchers, no problem. So I have decided to take this one. It's green. And I'm going to cut it off over here. I'm going to leave some of the green over here, so it will develop other stem. I want it to be this size. Yeah, like over here. Oh. And I'll place this one aside, the mother plant, and you can see this is what I have. I'm going to take off in a later stadium these leaves. So from here, new roots will be formed. And as I told you, I want to have two. I'm not going to take off this one because the picture is big and nice, and we want to enjoy the beauty of it. So let's have a look. Not this one. Yes, I'm going to take this one. We have to take off in a later stadium this picture, but that's okay. And I'm going to cut it off over here. By the way, this is a very nice soil temperature and humidity meter. I have a lot of them. Very easy to order from AliExpress. I'll put a link. Okay, so I put the mother plant back to its old spot. We're going to take off the picture. I'm very sorry for that. Might have seen that. You see the juices are coming out, which is very important, means that it's very healthy. I'm also going to take off this leaf, this one, and this leaf, this one, and this one. And I'm going to, and also this one. Now, I don't want the leaves that are on it still to be too big, so I'm going to cut off this and this, so it will still do some photosynthesis, and over here it will develop new roots. Also do the same with the other one. Again, cut off the leaf, cut off the leaf, and I'm going to cut off this leaf, and this is the last one. I'm going to take off, cutting here and cutting here. That's it. I don't want this one to develop, but I will leave it. So we will see. I think it will die on the way. So I have the self-watering pot. Again, I have to fill it up with air conditioner water or distilled water. The little ropes over here, they will suck up the water and keep the sphagnum moss wet. I have sphagnum moss over here. It's not the best one. There are better ones, but it's good enough for me. And now you have to see. I'm going to take out sphagnum moss, and I'm going to wind it up. The cuttings, I'm going to place it like here, like this, and then I'm going to roll it, and I'm going to place the second one and keep rolling. And now with the self-watering thing, it's a little bit difficult, but I want the little ropes to be somewhere in the center. So over here and over here, just put it in the sphagnum moss that was still over here. And now I'm going to lift it and trying to place it in here. Press a little bit. Okay. What is left, I also put over here. I'm going to fill up the water reservoir, of course, with the distilled water or the air conditioner water. As you can see through this little piece, I can fill it up every time I see the little ropes, taking care it's deep enough, and place it over here. It's not enough because still we can lose a lot of water, and that's why I like to protect it, especially in the beginning, and create a kind of greenhouse. I'm going to use this cup and place it over it, but I want some air to be able to go in and out. With this little cup, I'm going to create a kind of greenhouse, which takes care of a high humidity in the air around the leaves, which is very important because otherwise it's going to dry out, because at the moment it doesn't have any roots. So I don't want the humidity to go up too high, so I'm going to make a few holes in this cup. You can use either some metal pins, heat them up with a lighter, and just punch a few holes, and that's enough. And now I'm going to try slowly and carefully place the cup over the cuttings like this. It's a little bit, well, and that's it. Okay, so now it's finished. I can put it away. Of course it needs light and it needs to stay wet, so every time check whether the sphagnum moss is wet. We have a little greenhouse. In a later stadium I can take that off. This is an example of a cutting that I made something like 7 or 8 months ago. It has its own pictures already. You can see the old original leaf from the cutting that I cut off. It's making some small pictures over here. I placed it, I took it out of the sphagnum moss and I placed it in peat, special peat, finished peat, and it's doing very good. If you like this video, please don't forget to press like, subscribe and the bell, and you'll get an update every time I upload a new video. Hope to see you next time.